I couldn't sleep last night because the topic of this video has been so heavy in my head. I wanted to expand on the topic of forgiveness. Last year I have come to a dead end of so many things in my life, and I had to face a lot of issues in my heart. For example, unforgiving. Do you think I was thinking about forgiving somebody a few years ago? Like, no. If you have an attitude of not forgiving, over time, all these little situations that you think are not connected are going to grow into one huge thing that will start blocking your life and affecting the areas years down the line that you don't even feel like they had anything to do with that person that you didn't forgive a long time ago. I believe that we are entering the era on the planet Earth not known to humans before. I believe that things like blocks on the invisible side will have to be looked at and will have to be addressed, because life cannot move on if you do not sort out your past. Do you think I've been thinking about these things before? Like, no, I went through most of my 20s, I'm 28 now, not even thinking about it. I've been living like everybody else. I've hurt so many people. I've been hurt so many times. I held so much in my heart. But last year I came to a dead end. The point I could not live anymore. I just didn't know what is causing it. I felt so heavy. I felt like I had stones inside of me that I don't know how to remove. So one of the areas I had to look was forgiveness, which was the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. The whole last year has been incredibly hard. But it's been so humbling for me to realize that the reason why I cannot move on in so many areas now is because my attitude of the heart is that instead of letting it go and letting whatever happened in the past go and forgiving, I have been holding it, and it literally blocked the flow of life through my life. Under that video I talked about it for the first time. Somebody commented saying, I don't ever forgive anybody, and I look pretty, I don't have any problems. Let me tell you, this is not a matter if you will have problems, it is just a matter of when. And I've had so many things to face and to clear out at the age of 27. I cannot even imagine how hard it is for someone who is much later in their life, because there's so many more situations they faced, so many more people they've hurt and have been hurt by, that I just feel very compassionate for all those who face those truths later in their life. Having said that, I don't think there's anything you can do to speed up that process. I would never look at all those things that I did if I was not forced to it. What I'm telling you is I want to protect you guys, and I want to raise your awareness that everything that you do right now is going to affect and is going to grow either as a open pipe or as some clog that clogs your pipe of life. Forgiving doesn't mean you have to go back to that person, go back to that situation. It doesn't mean that anything has to change. It doesn't mean that you have to have those people in your life again. It doesn't mean you can let them hurt you again. In fact, like, exactly opposite. Because you cannot hold all of this, you have to draw a line after which you just pull away from people who create even situations that later on you will have to deal in your own heart. Because forgiving doesn't mean anything to that person. Forgiving is an act of self-love. You do it for yourself. You don't do it for anybody else, just for yourself, because you're gonna have problems and troubles in your life if you have unforgiving attitudes towards things in the past. I'll give you an example. Let's say you go through life just like everybody else, just like I did, and at the age of 35 you got your dream job and you've been asked to create this amazing presentation that then would be shared on social media, and maybe, let's say, you'd be shown on TV, and somehow you feel like you just cannot do it. you want to, but something is blocking you. So you start going to workshops that help you to be better at presenting. You start to work on your content. You do all those things that you think are gonna help, but there is something in you that just, I don't know, you have like a cold sweat at night, and you just don't want this to ever go public. Now, if you are an insightful person, this is something that happened to me. I was able to track a block like this in a completely unrelated area of my life to the fact that long time ago I didn't forgive somebody, or I still held like resentment towards somebody, and I was unconsciously scared and ashamed and just freaking out about the fact that they could ever see me presenting in a television, for example. I was so terrified about the idea that somebody that I've hurt in the past is going to see it, comment it, I don't know, call their friends, share on social media, and then laugh at me because that issue that we had in the past has never been resolved. The thing about resolving all those emotions from the past and healing that dip that the heart and unforgiving creates in between the two people, you fill that dip with love, which closes the gap. This isn't about those people out there. This is all about you. It stops you from feeling fear. It stops you from doing things you want to do because you have resolved and even out all that field that's behind you. And I'm gonna say it's much harder to forgive yourself than to forgive others. I'm gonna just give you quick tips on forgiveness, how it was with me. So first of all, definitely you need to let time between the event and where you are now. You have to do it. I wasn't able to forgive straight away. Now, last year has been such a time that I had to look at all those situations since I was a teenager. So I had to look at events that happened literally over 10 years ago and start from there, and then I would work myself like forward. So I don't think you can do that straight away, and it's okay. You don't have to force yourself, because this is an attitude of your heart. So once you learn that in your spirit, then it will come naturally to you. So that process will be much faster. The first cases of forgiveness are the hardest. So first of all, take time, give yourself as much time as you need it. And again, it may take years, but you've got to let this settle in your heart. When you're ready, start praying for those people and spend time intentionally sending them good wishes and blessings from your heart. What you wish for yourself, you got to send it to them. It's not enough if you will just say, yeah, I wish them all the best. Like, no, you've got to spend time until something switches in your heart. The deeper the cliff in between the two of you, the longer you have to spend to fill those gaps with your good intentions towards them. And the second stage, it was installed in my head after I saw a video of a woman. She was an elderly Jewish woman. All her family has been killed in Auschwitz. And only later on in her life, she decided it's time for her to forgive, because she cannot live her life any longer with those heaviness. So she wrote down on a piece of paper all those things why she hated those SS men. So she poured all her anger on that piece of paper. And at the end, she said, and in spite of all of those things, I forgive you. She said that set her free. I had to do something like this for my very close people, my very loved ones. I felt very hurt by their actions. It is a healing thing. Now, I don't expect everyone to listen to me, to believe me. I just got to say it, and those who understand will understand. I think I will be sharing this kind of videos with you more often, because I cannot keep it in me anymore. I wish you a very good day, and I will see you later.